Mr. President, this past Saturday, my state of Indiana lost a humble giant whose soft-spoken yet very firm convictions influenced many, many Hoosiers for many, many years, including me. Former Indiana Governor Otis Bowen, known affectionately to Hoosiers as Doc, passed away at the age of 95, the culmination of a life spent in service to others. Born in 1918 near Rochester, Indiana, Doc Bowen earned both a bachelor's degree and medical degree from Indiana University, joining the Army Medical Corps after completing his internship in 1943. He served the Medical Corps of the United States Army during World War II and went ashore with the first wave of Allied troops during the invasion of Okinawa in 1945. And after the end of the war, Doc Bowen started a family medical practice in Bremen, Indiana, which he continued for the next 25 years. He estimated that during his career, this family doctor delivered more than 3,000 babies. He was first elected to political office in 1952 as Marshall County's coroner, and then to the Indiana House of Representatives in 1956. Doc lost the re-election following that two-year stint by only 4 votes in 1958, but then subsequently was elected to 7 consecutive House terms beginning in 1960. He became Minority Leader in 1965 and Speaker in 1967, and served as Speaker of the Indiana House through 4 legislative sessions. As the 44th Governor of Indiana from 1973 to 1981, Dr. Bowen served Hoosiers with dignity and with respect. His tenure included numerous accomplishments, including landmark tax restructuring, improvements to state park facilities, and the development of a statewide emergency medical services system. One of the most significant accomplishments of Governor Bowen was a medical malpractice bill he signed into law, aimed to reduce the cost of health insurance and the burden on doctors. Governor Bowen's medical malpractice law became a national model. Hoosiers will also remember the governor's passionate love of Indiana basketball. When the TV cameras would scan the players' bench, there was Doc, encouraging the team and, at times, casting a critical eye on the referee who just missed an important call. Following his service as governor, Dr. Bowen returned to medicine as a professor at Indiana University Medical Center. But this time in public service, it didn't end there. President Ronald Reagan called on Dr. Bowen out of private life and back into public service in 1985 by naming him Secretary of Health and Human Services, the first physician to serve in this position. In 1989, Dr. Bowen returned to his Bremen home and continued to serve others through various charities and commissions. I was privileged to be able to meet with him on some occasions, quietly, non-publicly, just sharing stories, talking about his career, and more important, his love for Indiana, his love for his wife, his love for his country. This good doctor and good governor will long be remembered as an example of political leadership and human decency. The imprint of his leadership, and most of all, the imprint of his character, will live on in the minds and hearts of Hoosiers for generations to come. My wife, Marcia, and I join millions of Hoosiers as we extend our deepest condolences to his family and also our gratitude for his shining example of a life well lived. Mr. President, I yield back.